Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the big aspects of Star Wars Episode 9 that a lot of fans are really looking forward to is, of course, exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize the interactions between both Kylo Ren and Rey, and exactly how that's going to evolve from the first act leading all the way until the third act of the movie, where we actually get to see exactly where the characters stand by the end of Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say this, I will admit that I'm really looking forward to seeing how the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey are going to be used on the big screen and how it's going to be executed, and, well, basically how Chris Terrio and J.J. Abrams really plan to have them exchange dialogue with each other and how that's going to compare in comparison to both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the third act of Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions of Kylo Ren and Rey with both of their lightsabers locked together, where it said that they are on the edge of Kylo Ren's white shuttle, where they are fighting on top of a ship where parts of it is said to be on fire. It's described that as their sabers are locked, Kylo reveals a certain truth or revelation about Rey's parents that makes her very sad, which eventually turns into a burst of anger, where she begins to gain the upper hand against Kylo Ren and taps into the dark side of the Force. It's described that as Rey is fighting him, she hears a voice once again reaching out to her, telling her to kill him, where she begins to resist to become just like Kylo Ren, and backs off, where she eventually steps backwards as Kylo Ren runs toward Rey, where their lightsabers eventually lock together again, where the environment is now changing to the world of Tatooine, where they are now said to be fighting in a new location on the planet, which is in the Mos Eisley spaceport. Tons of prequel trilogy choreography is described to be used between both Kylo and Rey during the sequence, where they are fighting in a fast-paced fashion, with many backflips and front flips being involved, as well as kicks and punches. The last describes Rey and Kylo Ren performing a Force duel once again, where they are both using the Force push technique, where the environment begins to now shift to the world of Mustafar, where lots of lava is seen spewing in the background. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, in case you guys did not know, there are going to be flash fights in this movie where they go back and forth to some of the most popular planets, such as Tatooine, Naboo, Endor, you name it. And what's really great about this is that each time they go back for seconds, for Tatooine, Naboo, Endor, and stuff like that, like Mustafar, they go to a different location on the world. So far, there are 3 different locations that they fight in, of course, or on, I should say, on the world of Tatooine. That is, of course, in front of the Lars homestead, in front of Jabba's palace, and now in the middle of the Mos Eisley spaceport. Now, the one piece that I do want to go over is the voice that is reaching out to Rey, telling Rey to kill Kylo Ren, the same exact voice that she heard in The Force Awakens during their battle on Starkiller Base. If you guys read the novelization, we do actually learn that a voice reaches out to Rey, telling her to kill Kylo Ren, and it seems as though that this voice is reaching out to Rey once more. Most likely this is going to be Palpatine or some other kind of dark figure. It could be the Dark Acolyte for all we know. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over is how she eventually resists the dark side of the Force after she taps into it in a similar way of what Luke Skywalker did in Return of the Jedi against his own father, Darth Vader. And that's exactly where she backs off and steps backward and allows Kylo Ren to get some space, and that's when they fight once again. Now, this is exactly what leads to, of course, the battle on Tatooine, which hence transforms into the world of Mustafar. Now, I want to go over the battle on top of Kylo Ren's ship. Now, this is a very interesting touch to a Star Wars film. I don't believe that we've seen anything like this before between a main villain and/or hero, where we have the main hero and/or villain fighting on top of the villain's new ship. Now, Kylo Ren's new shuttle/ship is said to be a mixture between the TIE silencer and the regular shuttle itself that we've seen since The Force Awakens, and it's all going to be colored white, which could very well be used as a piece of symbolism that the light side of the Force is basically over Kylo Ren and is on the horizon, and is really giving us a hint of what's going to happen to Kylo Ren, and that he will become Ben Solo once again. very well, it could be used as a piece of symbolism, absolutely. And the fact that they are fighting on top of the ship with a lot of fire around them, you can only imagine how dramatic Kylo Ren, and Rey are going to be in this particular sequence by director J.J. Abrams. And that's the thing about this movie. It's going to be very dramatic. It's going to have a lot of revelations, a lot of reveals, twists and turns that's going to make us view the past movies in a different light that I think is really going to be used in a positive way and hopefully not in a negative way, right? That's the last thing I think Star Wars fans need right now, is that this movie would be a very negative film that would affect the past 8 movies in a very bad way. We don't need something like that. We need something in reverse, obviously. So that's where I think J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are really going to help out with the Star Wars sequel trilogy, is that this movie really is going to have a positive impact on both The Force Awakens and maybe The Last Jedi. There's a big possibility that it will impact The Last Jedi in a positive way. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.